Today we're going to talk about a great product that has served me well for a couple of years now, but is no longer working, and now I need to send off for repair. As you can see here, I've got a ProChrono digital chronograph put out by Competition Electronics. This is the box it came in originally, and it has been an outstanding product. Used this for a couple of years now. Been very happy with it. It used to look an awful lot like this, but as you look at this box, it lists many separate features. One of the things you'll notice is missing is a claim to be bulletproof. It does not claim to be bulletproof, and the very first time I used this, I proved that to be true. So, first time out to the range, I put a lot of rounds over this. I had a bunch of rounds saved up. I wanted to test over this, and everything was going great until I pulled out some of my 270 grain 44 Magnum semi-wad cutters. Here's one of those bullets here. It's a 44 Magnum. And those are loaded up with a max charge of H110, and they were firing out of my revolver at about 1400 feet a second. And believe it or not, this plastic case is no match for a 270 grain hard cast lead bullet. You can see this line across the top here where that bullet just grazed the top, but it wreaked havoc. The whole case, the tabs inside that hold this together gave way. It put a small line in here, but when I opened it up, there were little pieces of lead and plastic inside of the case. The battery door popped off. The battery that was in there was just left hanging out. It stayed on the tripod, but man, pieces went flying. There's an on-off switch that's supposed to be right here. It came out. And as you can see here, the case doesn't hold itself together again. So, as any good red-blooded American would do, I fixed it with duct tape, and that has been great for the last couple of years. This has become my on-off switch. I just plug the battery in and it's on, and I unplug the battery and it's off. So far, other than feeling like a giant idiot after the first time out, I've been using it regularly for the last couple of years. In fact, I just recently ordered this digital link Bluetooth adapter so that anything that shows up, anything goes across the chronograph, when it registers the speed, it'll send back through this the information to my phone. This has great reviews on it, and I'm looking forward to trying it out, but I haven't had a chance to use it yet. As I say, this damage happened the very first time I used this a couple years ago, and I've been using it since, and everything's been great until recently. At times this has, for whatever reason, trouble reading the velocity of the projectile, whether it's an arrow or a bullet or whatever it is. I've been getting some false readings. Drastic difference, like I'll shoot a bullet that I know is in the neighborhood of 1,000 feet per second, and it'll show up as 150 feet per second, something along those lines. The number of those false readings has been increasing, and sometimes it'll just show error, and I've been getting a number of those lately, as well as there's a procedure when you turn this on and you use the power switch where you can convert it to meters per second instead of feet per second. I don't have a power switch, and this recently converted to meters per second, and I can't get it to change back. And so I thought, no, that's the end of my poor chronograph. But then I went back and looked, and this is put out by a company called Competition Electronics, and I went to their website. And as you can see their website here, I went to the support, picked on returns and service. And down at the very bottom here, it states, I don't know if this will show up on here or not, it states a repair price guarantee. It says Competition Electronics will recondition to working order any product returned to us regardless of condition for no more than half the current retail price plus shipping if it's still part of our current product line, which this is. And it says please send to, and they list their address there in Rockford, Illinois. And so I called them and asked just to make sure this wasn't an old site. And sure enough, they said go ahead, send it to us. Include a note in the box that indicates what the problems are, and we will contact you with the estimate. And they quoted it's probably about a 2-week turnaround. So I'm going to pack this up today and mail it off to them, and hopefully have it back in a couple weeks and restored back to the working order I had it the first day I tried to use it prior to my mishap with the 44 Magnum. So I'm sure I'm not the only person out there that's ever mistaken a chronograph for a target, but we're about to find out and see if just how salvageable this thing is. I will update here in a couple weeks when I get this back, hopefully. Thank you.